Oakwood theme park, the premier theme park in Wales, or certainly as it's billed as the premier theme park in Wales. Home of some really good attractions, some sort of themed areas, and a reasonably good family day out. If I owned a park, what would I keep and what would I ditch? Now, there's no doubt about the fact the park have undergone quite a lot of changes over the last few years. Although we only had our first visit last year, we obviously keep an eye on it from afar. From our first visit, we'll let you know now what we'd keep and what we would ditch. Now then, we're not going to start with the big roller coasters, we'll end with those, so let's start with some of the water rides. The boating lake provides some great views. There's nothing really else that I'd put there without ruining the scenery. The waterfall I keep. Skull Rock is really nicely put together, and it's definitely something I would keep at the park. With, of course, Drenched, a massive highlight as you walk in. You can't miss this beast of a ride. A lot of effort's gone into Drenched over the last few years and would be something I would keep at the park. Now, we don't actually have that many rides at the park to choose from, to be honest for you. Other ones we would keep include Tinkerbell. We just had great fun on that ride. And again, I know it's quite old, but if I owned the park, I'd want people to be coming off smiling off that ride. I'd want to see it. It's definitely a ride I'd keep. Spooky 3D, again, I think works really well. It's got a nice little story going on, very bright, very vibrant. Throughput, a little bit of an issue, but not a massively busy park. I would keep it. Pirate Ship and Bounce, again, two good rides. I didn't get to experience them, but you know, a pirate ship I think is always welcome at a theme park, a well-themed one, which this one was, and indeed a drop tower, shoot tower is again welcome at a theme park. Both of these rides, given the location they're in, I would keep. Now, there is one thrill ride which I don't believe has a place at any park, and that is Dizzy Disc. This thing was awful. If I owned the park, there is no way I'd be keeping this ride. I'd be ditching it. It's a Chinese manufacturer one. It's not even a Zamperla one. It rides awful. It looks awful. And it's a real shame that the park have had to sort of bring this in to replace rides without giving it a theme. It would be definitely something I ditched. The park also have an extra pay ride and they have a really low capacity ride, both of which I'd ditch. Vertigo, however impressive it looks, there is no way that belongs in a major theme park for my liking. If I own the park, I want something real highlight in the position it's in. Real highlight that everyone can get on, everyone can see. A real queue soaker just as you enter that part of the park. For me, Vertigo is being ditched. And the bobsleigh is very much of the same area. Although it's not a massively visited park, the queues are horrendous for it, absolutely horrendous. When you go to like Robin Hill and the Isle of Wight, you can get away with a couple of £1 charge, no real queues, and it's nice to have that option. When you go to a place like this and it's free, and I do think it should be free if it's there, it's a no from me. I would be ditching the bobsleigh. Now we have a couple of roller coasters, best known for two major roller coasters. First of which, Speed, which I think is the best Eurofighter we have in the UK. An incredible ride and a real contender as well for our top 40. Next to it is a Treetops Coaster. This lovely little classic coaster works so well at the park, so well, in and out the trees, definitely one I would keep. The Creepy Crawler down in the haunted area, apart from having a really unusual sort of front theme with no theme on the coaster, although I quite enjoyed it, I can understand why it gets such a hard time. And if I owned the park, I wouldn't want that there. It's just a bit of an eyesore. And then, of course, Megaphobia. A ride that's bigged up so much all the time as being the best wooden roller coaster, I would ditch. Without question. I'm sorry, it's not what it's made out to be. I was really disappointed with it. It's really rough. Super uncomfortable, and I don't really understand if you've got an apparent world-class coaster, why you would operate it like that. So for me, in the condition it's in, there is no way I would keep Megaphobia at my park. And that is it. Controversial finish there. What would you keep at Oakwood and what would you ditch at Oakwood? Let us know in the comments below. Will any of these rides make our top 40? Stay tuned over the next couple of days to find out. Thank you for joining us and we'll see you soon.